We are in the 1 month mark. This is the end of week 4. This is a reflection point. This is going to be reflecting on my first month as an entrepreneur. And we got stuff to talk about. Start off, what did I do today? Called for sale by owners. I called 10 for sale by owners, and one of them converted into a lead, which means that I have a conversion rate of 10%. Not bad, right? So every contact I make, every call I make, it goes into one lead. Every contact I make, which means that every time I call somebody and they pick up, it will be one lead. Or every 3 I'll make will be one lead. So great stuff. Open house signs came in. They look phenomenal. And I made an open house video and studied the market. So I did do my stuff today, which is great. We're going to be talking about more so reflecting on this month. And this probably won't be as long of a video because I'm likely going to break this into different segments. As you know, weekend videos are usually shorter. So we're going to break this into smaller groups. And quite frankly, I'm also very tired. So we're going to be talking about the bad first. What are the bad stuff? What's the bad stuff? Let's get that over with because I think it's important to focus on the things that are positive. There's way more positive stuff to talk about, which is good. But let's talk about the negative first. I am disappointed in my lead follow-up. I would say that is the biggest issue I have. I cannot seem to find a way to consistently follow up with people. Good news, generating leads honestly isn't an issue for me. It is sustaining them and converting them into clients. That is the problem I've been having. And so a big chunk of that is lead follow-up. So starting from now and really in September, I'm going to have to put in more of an effort to practice and get better at my lead follow-up. That is going to absolutely be a priority because as far as generating leads goes, sure, I need to increase the volume a bit, but honestly, that's going to gradually happen over time anyway. I just really need to make sure that I'm following up correctly and making sure that they know that I am there for them. You could also say one of the other important things that I really need to be looking into is what I tell myself in my head. Again, I'm by myself a lot of the day, and surprisingly enough, I always told myself a lot of negative things when I got in here, like I'm not doing this, I'm not doing that, I'm not living up to my standard. But again, you know, everyone's been telling me the exact opposite. And it's not flattery. The people that I work with do not just flatter me just as flat compliments. They genuinely believe what they say. Okay, and I have that sense of trust with them. So there's that sort of mental obstacle that I just need to be okay with knowing that I'm an expert and that I know more about real estate than the average person. It's just how it is. And for some reason, in my mind, I'm always so harsh and critical on what I do. And if I make some sort of mistake, I'm just not really rewarding myself if I ever make any sort of achievements. So that is going to be a mental obstacle I'm going to have to overcome. So this isn't really something real estate related. It's just more so general mindset stuff. What are some other things that I could do better on that are not related to just cold real estate skills that are going to get better over time? What are some things I can do now? I would say one thing that I can do better now would be to organize my nights a little bit better and honestly probably read a little bit more and actually start doing more active learning outside of the office, which is crazy for me to say, which I love to read, and for some reason, I just haven't really been reading as much lately. So I think it's important for me to kind of get back up on that track again. I would say the biggest thing as far as like that's in my head is lead follow-up. I mean, that is killer if I don't get that figured out because I can generate leads all day, but if I got leads falling through the cracks and I don't have a system on how I can follow up with the leads I gain, it's a waste of time. I'm not going to be able to make progress that way. So let's talk about the good, okay? We got the bad over with. Let's talk about what I've done good. I am ahead. I am ahead of most agents, and most agents typically make about $56,000 a year. So with that being said, if I keep doing what I'm doing over time, I should make over more than $50,000 my first year. So I ran through the numbers. I asked ChatGPT. I said, if I hit all the numbers, because I have a goal on how many numbers I want to hit in September. If I hit all these numbers, how many clients shall I begin to work with? And it said that by the end of September, I should be working with about 2 to 4 clients. But that's if I stay consistent with that. That's if I do 8 open houses. That's if I make over 100 contacts. That's if I go to 4 public events. That is also if I make 200 for sale by owner calls in the entire month. If I do those things, I should have at least just a couple of clients. And therefore, that's thousands of dollars I could be working with right there. So it's perfect, right? With that being said, I think one other thing I need to look into as well is I'm beginning to realize that I'm very insightful, and that's really been something that's good for me. So other than me just being ahead of the game and lead generating and sort of being embedded in the world and not trying to just wait for the business, I'm also very aware with what I need to get done. And that is one of the biggest strengths that I've had in the office is that I time block extremely well. And time blocking is huge in real estate. And so with that being said, I'm much more intuitive with how I do things. And I'm very much more aware of what I need to get done. Hence why I make these videos to begin with. These videos help me organize my thoughts. It helps me keep myself accountable. So I have to tell people online what I'm doing. And if I don't make a video, I get this sense of guilt. Okay? And so it's good for me to be able to be fine-tuned with what I'm doing and being fundamentally focused on that. Now, again, this is going to be a shorter video because I really want to cut this into shorter segments and really talk more in depth about this when I start getting closer to the September 1st mark and when I'm not as tired. So let's go ahead and finish this video off right now. I know it's a little bit fast, but we're going to go ahead and continue this here in the future. Biggest thing I need to improve on for sell by owners, lead follow-up. So I need to work on lead follow-up. That's my biggest thing I really need to focus on. What are my strengths? I've been consistent. I've been in the office every single day, and I'm organized and aware of what I'm doing, and I am ahead of most new agents. And that's great. Let's go ahead and continue this. I have an open house tomorrow. We're going to keep making this into segmented parts, and if I have more stuff I want to say, I'll let you guys know. So we'll go ahead and continue this tomorrow. I'll see you guys on Saturday.